we finally have all 10 Rangers introduced in this show, it's time to look ahead and see just how this season's going to wrap up. I know we still have like 5 episodes left in this show, so it might be a little premature to begin the final story arc, but after the last episode, I really want the show to keep its momentum going, so let's see if they've done just that as we look at episode 17, Freaky Fight Day. The episode opens with Arcanon and Singe going to see a chained up Snide who attacks Singe with his secret tentacle, telling Arcanon that Singe is weak and that he would make a better general. Arcanon asks Snide how he would get the Energems, so Snide brings in a monster called Professor Strickler, who has an eraser that can swap people's bodies, which Snide plans to use to confuse the Rangers and get the Energems. Arcanon orders for some monsters to be reanimated so they can assist with Snide's plan, while the Rangers wait to surprise a vandal who's been spray painting all over the museum. Oh, okay, now I know what show I'm watching. When the Rangers confront the painter, Ivan goes to unmask the fiend, revealing another Davi Santos under the hood. The doppelganger's name is Zach, who it turns out is a descendant of Sir Ivan, though Kendall just says the two are long-lost cousins as to not freak out the teen, before telling Zach to clean up the paint, with Sir Ivan staying to watch and make sure the work gets done. Back on the ship, Arcanon asks Snide why he wants to join his side.
Snide, I agree your plan has potential, but what's in it for you?
Doomwing and Xenowing were split apart. I want you to split Heckle and me apart too. I promise, my strength will be on your side.
Interesting. But what about Heckle?
I'll destroy him for you. My treat.
Wrench? Huh? See if you can find the Ranger split emitters in the forest.
Wait, those are still there? Why? Heckle's shocked that Snide would work for his mortal enemy, but Snide says he never cared about Sentai 6 and that he's doing what's best for him. Back at the museum, Riley brings Zach a drink for his hard work, much to the disappointment of Ivan, and when the night leaves, Riley's able to convince Zach that vandalizing the museum was wrong. Later, Zach apologizes for what he did, but before he can leave, Ivan takes him into the park to show him about true art. Ivan poses for Zach so he can paint an image of a knight, but Ivan becomes appalled by the work after seeing that Zach painted the knight on a motorcycle, saying it's not art, leading to Zach taking the painting and storming off. Riley then shows up, saying the Rangers have got trouble, with the others having already met up with Nightmare, Gameface, and Strickler. The monsters quickly swap around the Rangers' bodies before fighting the team, who are beaten down because they can't work each other's weapons. Riley and Sir Ivan then arrive on the scene, only to have their bodies swapped as well, but since they're both swordsmen, they're able to strike down the monsters, forcing them to retreat. The Rangers head back to the lab, where we get a fun scene of the teens wearing each other's clothes as they react to being in different bodies, before Riley comes in, having found Zach's painting in the garbage. Ivan explains the painting, saying he thinks it's terrible, however the others disagree, appreciating Zach's talent. Keeper and Xenowing even throw their 2 cents in, saying that Zach's a good artist, even if Ivan doesn't enjoy his work, so the knight decides to go talk to his descendant.
Greetings, Sir Zach. Hey man, mind if I sit here?
What's wrong with your voice?
Bit of a cold. What troubled you? What's wrong, dude?
It's just that Ivan guy. I can't win with him.
I've never had a cousin before. I really hope the two of us could be friends.
It just seems like he hates everything I do.
Zach, imagine that you grew up drinking strawberry smoothies. Every day, strawberry, strawberry, strawberry. But one day, out of the blue, someone gives you a lime smoothie. And at first, when you try the lime smoothie, you realize, this is terrible. But after a while, you realize that lime isn't so bad. It's just different.
I see. Much like this episode is different from the last one. Ivan is then alerted about trouble, so he tells Zach to give him a chance before heading out. When the Rangers meet up with the monsters again, they do their own poses as they get ready to fight, but Nightmare sneaks up behind them and swaps around their bodies some more before the monsters attack. However, showing some quick thinking, the Rangers use their own weapons during the fight, making them more of a match for the monsters. Xenowing shows up to give the Rangers some help, but Strickler orders Nightmare to swap their bodies after seeing the power of the Silver Ranger. However, the other Rangers take the opportunity to destroy the eraser, returning them to their own bodies before Xenowing strikes down Strickler, and the team uses the Victory X charges to take out the other monsters. Arcanon causes the 3 monsters to grow, so the Rangers form the Ultrazord to finish them off, and after the fight, Arcanon sets up to split Snide and Heckle, despite Snide's plan failing. Once the two are split apart, Snide orders for Heckle to be put in solitary, though Heckle says they'll all pay for what they've done. Back at the cafe, Ivan gives Zach back his newly cleaned painting before apologizing, and the episode ends with Ivan ordering the 2 lime smoothies to show how much he's grown, but the knight gives himself a brain freeze. This episode is okay. While this isn't the type of episode I was expecting to follow Wings of Danger, it's not so much terrible as it is tonally different. Don't get me wrong, when I first saw this episode, I didn't like it all that much, but it has grown on me after multiple viewings, and given that the theme of this episode is how something can be different but still good, I think it's safe to say the writers knew exactly what they were doing when they had this episode follow Wings of Danger. However, does that mean the episode's perfect? No. There are still a few convenient moments, like the Rangers just leaving their split emitters for Wrench to find, and Arcanon allowing Snide to be split from Heckle even though he didn't get the Energems, but I do like the idea of separating the two, and it's good for Arcanon to gain another ally rather than an enemy. I was also disappointed that we didn't go that deep into Sir Ivan having a living relative in the present. I was really hoping that Ivan would be more freaked out at this, making him remember how he's a man at a time, but really, the whole distant relative thing is only used as a jumping off point for the much more typical story of two people who come from different worlds but learn to be friends. It just so happens that these two are played by the same actor. Side note, I'm really happy that there's an episode where Davi Santos gets to use his real accent, and it was impressive to see him play these two different characters, with the added bonus of him also playing Ivan pretending to be Riley while in his body. In fact, all the acting in this episode is really good across the board, and while I personally would have liked it better if their voices weren't dubbed over, at least it's consistent with the Beauty Cruel episode, plus their body language alone really sells the performance. Overall, while this is definitely a filler episode, it's decent enough to be an enjoyable watch, with some good acting mixed with a fun plot, and while it's not really necessary to the show that you watch this, if you do, you won't be disappointed. I'm Nick, aka IronBat1993, and may the power protect you.